name is Leonard Kiswange, and I come from Congo DRC, and I am based in Kinshasa, the capital city of the country.
And you're with African Enterprise?
I work with African Enterprise. In fact, talking of me without talking of my family is not being complete. Yes, my wife, Antoinette, works with me in African Enterprise, where she works in her capacity as an accountant and communication officer, and I am there as a team leader. We have got 3 children, a boy and 2 daughters, yes.
That's great. How long have you been involved with African Enterprise?
Well, because I'm talking of myself and my wife has been there since it started in DRC in 1994 at her capacity as secretary. I also came alongside during that time, but as part-time and as a volunteer, and got involved fully in, or more involved in 2002 as communication officer, and then in 2007 there I got the position as a national team leader.
DRC's been through a lot of turmoil. What's the role of AE in that in the Congo?
Thank you very much. And in Congo, you know about the trouble that we've been experiencing, mainly with these decades of bloody wars. There are so many people who are living with a trauma, and there are so many who are living, they are very stressed up. Some live with very many conflicts, and therefore part of what African Enterprise and my passion personally is going around these people. Many of them are completely to be defined as hopeless and helpless. So what we do is come alongside with the Ministry of Reconciliation and Peace Building, training the church leaders, mobilizing them in order for them to come alongside these people and bring hope into those, indeed, as I mentioned, who are very hopeless. And in so doing, we not only go through those adults, but we go through these children who come from these already stressed families and disadvantaged families, in order also to help them through a kind of process whereby we are building their hope through schools, and sometimes bringing them in other communities where they don't even have water to drink and no sanitation. Our role is also coming and giving them this type of hope, even through these little actions that we do around them. Basically is coming alongside the people, hearing them, and leading them through a long-term process of trauma healing and reconciliation for sustainable peace. And at the same time, giving a little room for these children, as I mentioned, for them to say they are in an environment today which is hostile, but there is hope tomorrow unless Jesus comes in their lives.
And what's the role of African Enterprise in evangelism and working with the churches?
Exactly. Evangelizing, the way of African Enterprise is, within such a torn-apart country, the churches are even divided. Some of them are aligned according to these tribal movements, and some even aligned behind the political parties. So there is no unity and there is no prophetic voice. So the main role of African Enterprise, and we are glad to say that this we have been doing and experienced fruitful results, the church coming together and learning again to hear God afresh, and building up a prophetic voice of the church that then comes alongside the whole nation. This has been one of the biggest role of African Enterprise.
You also have a lot of conflict in the northern part of the country, but you are going there on mission.
Indeed. Well, the northern part, not really, but the eastern part has been the one, indeed, in pieces and in bloods and in tears all the time. And that is where you really, when you walk into there, you feel the tensions, and you feel how many, for example, we were visiting a family in Bukavu, and Bukavu is closer to Goma, so that is the area where you have most of these war zones. And a woman telling me, by greeting her, say, "Madam, how are you doing today?" She says, "Well, up until now, I am alive." That expression alone tells you that any minute her life could be taken by these war lords. But you know, when you start talking to her, you see tears in her eyes, but you tell her, this is a life we have today, and after this life there is life. So we need not to look at what is happening today, but we better look at what the Lord Jesus Christ is offering even after this life. And even when everything would be blare around you, if you focus on Jesus, there is hope. You see, you end such a conversation, after some minutes you see a smile coming back again on the face. That is one of the things we have been doing, but not without taking into account that there are so many risks that we have to take. I live in Kinshasa, but I have to go there as African Enterprise to be with them. By the time you go and stay with them, they feel there is someone who cares, and that you are taking that such a risk because you care. And then they wonder, are you not afraid of your own life? You say, I am not afraid, because the one who is with me is even more powerful than any other people outside there. Therefore I come here because I see your life through the love of Jesus Christ, and you see people recovering hope. So we have a project there in the eastern part, where there are all these war and these conflicts going on. We are going still there, trying to do what the Lord is putting on our hearts to do.
I mean, it sounds overwhelming, but what's the most important thing we can pray for you?
First of all, pray that we keep focusing on Jesus, who is the strength. Even in the midst of all these troubles, He is there. And we do believe He said, I will be with you all the way to the very end. So we need the strength that comes from the Lord, because we sometimes, if not most of the time, labor ourselves in tears, having no meaningful resources for us to do this. Well, our prayer is that the Lord would keep equipping us with financial resources, but also with health, so that we are going to be in the position to keep on going. That's one. And two, praying that the project, because there is a project of 120 hectares of land, we are involved with a local businessman who wants us to come alongside while he is training people to work together, that they will also learn how to forgive, how to go through a conflict resolution process and live in peace with one another. So we are praying that as we plan to go into that same area in the course of early next year, February, March, that the Lord would give provision, as He has given us the vision for us to carry it all the way to the end, to the glory of His name.
Yeah. How many people are there on your team in DRC?
Again, that's a topic I share with tears, but now I would like to hold my tears and rather give my smile. We have got a small team of 4 people, and those 4 people are myself as the team leader, my wife as an accountant, and 2 young people who are there, one as mission director and another one as a secretary, laboring under unimaginable, yes, that's it.
The project that you're talking about in terms of the land, is that something that requires some capital to assist as well?
Yes, the land requires capital, but we are glad to say that there are people who came, who stayed with us, and they felt heartbreaking seeing the people there. They gave some donation. But the big challenge is, even for me to travel with, from Kinshasa to go and join these people who are in Goma there, traveling costs is such a big challenge. That's one. But two, having to organize these training sessions requires capital resources.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. So prayers for resources to be able to fulfill this mission and this opportunity that the Lord has provided.
Exactly.
Okay.
Very precisely.
Okay. And I just want to say, Leonard, what a pleasure it's been coming to know you here.